Check it out. Mega Gengar. Anyways, what is up, guys? Welcome back, and today we're going to be talking about some of the most popular Pokemon being used in Ultra League, Premier Cup, and we're going to answer the question, or explore the question, I guess, but I'll give you my opinion on is this the best cup so far offered from Go Battle League? And short answer is yes, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, hold on, I'm thirsty, so I'm going to get some water. Alright, so let's just get into the chart. So what I did was I had a friend of mine gather some data. So shout out to Jenny, she gave me some data on the first 4 sets she did 4 sets of Go Battle League for Ultra League. And what we did was we wrote down all the Pokemon being used and kind of kept some data. And then what I did is I did the remaining 3 sets on my account because obviously I only had 3 sets left. I did 2 Great League sets. I wanted to use some Obstagoon some more for some more domination. But yeah, we did, I think we went 2-3 and 3-2. But anyways, besides the point. So she did 4 sets on her account. I did 3 on mine. And we gathered all the data of all the Pokemon that we saw so far in Ultra League. Now, it is interesting to note that she was a little bit lower ranked than mine, like 22, little like 2200, like 20 or something like that. And then I was slightly over 2400. So there's going to be some interesting things to note on the Pokemon that we did see. But yeah, we're just going to show just a few charts. It's going to be a quick video. Show a few charts, and then I'm going to talk about why I think this league is the best league so far being offered in Go Battle League. So let's just get into the first chart. So look, hold on, I'm thirsty again. I need to get some more water. Hold on. First chart we have. The reason I put your mom on the chart is because the graph wasn't showing. It wasn't showing even increments of 1. It was doing like half increments, which you'll see in another chart. But it was kind of bothering me, so I just put something random on the end to get the scale to be increments of 1. Now, in the first 20 battles, this was my friend's account that she did her battles on. We saw that Swampert was the most popular Pokemon being used. And then shortly in second, or like a close second, was Snorlax and Venusaur, and then followed by Machamp, regular Machamp. Now it is also interesting to note, regular Machamp does have a higher ranking on PvPoke, although the top 10 ratings did change from literally like a few hours ago today. So they're always changing. The number 1 ranked Pokemon right now is Shadow Swampert, but didn't see any of that in the battles. But then yeah, Venusaur was number 1, now it's number 2. But you can see there we saw a lot of popular Pokemon, but we also saw a lot of spicy Pokemon. We saw Toxicroak, Kingdra, Alolan Golem, Scizor. Scizor actually I think is going to be a little bit more popular. But we saw Gramble, Lucario, Licky, Honchkrow. So there's a lot of spicy picks if you see on this chart. We had Obstagoon made an appearance a couple times. But yeah, so then what we did after that was I did my sets and I combined my data with her data, and then we have the next chart. And I kept all the Pokemon in the same spot. I got rid of your mom, didn't need her anymore. But we had we had a jump in different things. So one of the things we noticed was in my sets, Venusaur made a huge jump from 6 appearances to 12 appearances, and then the other noticeable jump was Lapras, which we didn't see at all, went from 0 to 6. And then I believe the biggest other was Gyarados, which was, I think, went from 5 to 9. Let me double check. Gyarados was at 4, yeah, from 4 to 9. So it made a jump of 5 spots to become the second most popular Pokemon seen total. And this was, if you combine 4 sets of my 3, that's 35 battles. And out of the 35 battles, Venusaur was by far the most popular Pokemon that we saw, and then Gyarados was not really a close second, but it was a second, more close to the 3rd and 4th place Pokemon. But yeah, Venusaur made a huge jump ahead, and then Lapras started to make a big surge in popularity. And again, small sample size, but still, it is interesting to note on day 1 what some of the most popular Pokemon are. And if you can always check PvPoke, the rankings. A lot of YouTubers already made videos about the rankings, but they're always changing. And so I decided I didn't want to do that for this video. I just wanted to show what I actually saw in my battles and what my friend saw in her battles to kind of show you what are actually being used. So take that with what take the information how you want to take it. But I do think we are going to see a lot of Venusaur. I do think we are going to see a lot of Machamp, Gyarados, Swampert, and like Snorlax. I think that's going to be like the core 5 that we're going to see. I think I named 5 there, but yeah. And then we're also going to see a lot of Lapras. I do think Lapras is a very, very solid Pokemon. It was solid in the regular Ultra League, so without having that Cresselia like threat with Grass Knot, it's going to be even more viable. And even though Giratina's gone, I still think Lapras still has a lot of play because the Ice Beam and Ice Shard are super effective against Venusaur, so it's a good Pokemon to kind of have a check. And if you want to have Surf, you can run that against a Charizard, which Charizard would counter Venusaur. So there's like a lot of that kind of rock, paper, scissors stuff going on. And yeah, so finally the last chart I'm going to show you after I take another sip of water here. I'm going to show you the leads after the first 35 battles. So the most popular lead that we both saw was Gyarados, appearing 4 times as the lead, which is interesting because even though Venusaur was, we saw it 12 times, it was only in the lead once. Something interesting to note. And then we also have Snorlax and Lapras being in the lead 3 times, and then 2 times we had Clefable, Machamp, Empoleon, and Gengar. So I definitely like Gengar as a lead because it has different moves. You're not sure what it's going to have. It could be running Shadow Punch, Shadow Ball. It could be running Shadow Punch, Sludge Bomb, or Sludge Bomb, Shadow Ball. You don't know which move it's gonna have, and since Gengar is so powerful, it makes it a very dangerous lead because you don't know what to do against it, and so you can really bait a lot of shields, I think, with Gengar, which is why I do like Gengar, and I'm working on maxing one out as we speak. But then Gyarados also has, I guess that a lot of neutral damage with the Dragon Breath. It would be resisted by, certain Pokemon like Clefable, but like it still has a lot of play, I think, and its Dragon Breath is always a good move. And so yeah, so you can see there Alolan Sandslash was on there. I don't know how well that's going to play out in this cup, but yeah, let's just finish up this video by talking about why I think it is going to be the best cup so far. The reason I think it's going to be the best cup so far offered by Go Battle League is because it kind of takes the best from both worlds of Master League and Great League. One of the things a lot of people hated about Great League was how freaking open the meta was, and I was one of those people. It did bother me. I feel like every time I switched my teams, I ran into a counter team. There was always Pokemon that were counters to my team that I would never even expect to run into, and it just seemed like the meta was too open. There was too many different Pokemon. It was kind of like a crapshoot. It was like a gamble, and I kind of got that vibe. A lot of people also shared that same sentiment. A lot of people like Great League for that reason. It makes it more interesting, and I'll give you that. It makes it more interesting, but it does make it a little more luck-based, in my opinion, just because there's just so many different Pokemon that can be used. Now with Master League, a lot of people complained that the meta was too small. Like you'd run into like the 5 same Pokemon every single time. The meta was too small. It was not interesting enough. There was not a lot of options. Premier Cup kind of made that better last season, but again, it was Master League Premier Cup. You still ran into a bunch of Togekiss and Machamps and Magnezones and Dragonites and Swampert. So it was kind of like a lot of the same Pokemon. With Ultra League, it's kind of like the middle ground. It takes a lot of the open meta-ness of Great League, and then it also takes the shrunken meta-ness of Master League and kind of creates, I think, a nice middle ground between the two leagues that, it still gives you a lot of options. If you don't have some of maybe the core Pokemon, there's a lot of different options you can use. And you don't need legendaries to perform, obviously, because it's Premier Cup. So I think for that reason, I really don't need to say anymore. I think my point was pretty much clear. It's a pretty good middle ground, pretty open meta, but not too open. And it allows you to also use some other Pokemon that you didn't really get to use much in Great League. For example, Gengar was okay in Great League, but if you're going to use like a Ghost Poison, you might as well use Haunter in Great League. But in Ultra League, Gengar makes is much more viable. And Venusaur probably wasn't the best grass type to use in Great League. Now it is the best grass type. So it kind of gives you that options to use different Pokemon that you couldn't use in Great League as much. And so, yeah, I think that's about it. I'm going to show some battles tomorrow because today's battles were just kind of random. I was just using random teams. not really learning much, except that Venusaur does hit Gyarados pretty hard with Frenzy Plant. That was one of the key things I learned from today. But other than that, yeah, not just so much random stuff, I couldn't really remember anything. So we'll get into the battles tomorrow. And if you do want to send me some battles, again, my email is in the description. And yeah, we'll talk more about that. So if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching. Final sip of water. Funny thing is, I couldn't even find all the glasses I have. I still have more and I can't find them. But anyways, thanks again so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to comment below some of the Pokemon you've been running, you've been seeing, whatever, please comment. I love talking to you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.